Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan over at Magnum Sports, and today we got a pretty exciting review for you all. It's a review that's been requested by several of you on multiple occasions, and finally we have the firearm in stock. So today's firearms review is going to be over the Staccato CS. I'll go ahead and clear out this firearm. I see clear, and then just so you guys can see, we got 3 unloaded magazines that come with the firearm up here with us as well. Before we get into the actual review, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That way you guys can get your hands on any future content that we're throwing out your way. So it's been a long waiting period. Right now these guns are somewhere between 120 to 150 days out as far as production is concerned. And then on top of that, we got Staccato moving, right? They're in Texas and they're taking a couple mile drive up the road and moving locations so they can produce more firearms at a rate which is more pleasing to you, the consumer. With that being said, we have some lag times in current production items. So after waiting for quite some time, we got our hands on the Staccato CS, and I'll talk about the gun that we have here. So here we're gonna have an aluminum lower frame. And like all the 2011s, you're gonna have the polymer grip module, okay? And then you're gonna have the steel slide. We elected to do the optics ready with the DLC barrel. 3.5 inch barrel is what the CS currently has, okay? We also elected to go ahead and do the flat-faced aluminum trigger. Just a nice touch, and hopefully it becomes available across all the Staccato lineup, all right? Everything else remains true to Staccato. You're still gonna have your beaver tail safety. You're gonna have your ambidextrous safety on the right and left hand side of the firearm. Really nice. I will say the trigger in this is probably one of the better triggers. Compare it to the Staccato P. This trigger is coming in currently at 3.21 pounds. Most of our Staccato Ps are really close to 4 pounds, and you can feel a noticeable difference between this trigger and that of the Staccato P. It is not to be compared with the Staccato XC or the Staccato XL. My XL I've been shooting now for quite some time. We just measured the trigger weight. It started at like 2.25 pounds, which was really nice. It is currently, after being worked as hard as it has, is currently down to 1.8 pounds. That's not really ideal for carry whatsoever. This trigger, however, is really, really nice. Very little take up, trigger breaks right there, just like it should. The reset is phenomenal. It's very short, right back into the wall, right back into the hammer falling. So really pleasant gun to handle. I can tell you, if I was to compare it to anything, there really isn't much out there like it, okay? I mean, you have some of the Dan Wesson guns, some of the new Kimbers that are coming out, but they do not shoot as nice, I have found, as this particular firearm. I'm really impressed by it. The reason I elected to pick one of these up myself is because the Staccato XC I've been carrying, and I'm not a big man, and this is a really good alternative to carrying a full-size gun, would be carrying something that's the same platform as my competition guns or my tactical guns. That way my muscle memory lies true throughout all of my guns, right? I really like 2011s, I enjoy shooting them, and to be honest, they do in fact make you better. Some other features we're finding pleasant with this gun is the fact that it's optics ready. Now, it does not ship with a plate, so you guys will have to spend the additional money. You're already in the gun $2,600, but you're gonna have to spend an extra $100 and some odd for a plate for your optic, whichever optic you elect to run. I think I personally, for a gun like this, like a 507K by Holosun would be perfectly fine. You also do have a light rail, so there are some smaller lights available via Surefire and Streamlight that you guys can throw on the front of this gun. As far as the way it actually grips, like, I'm still getting full purchase on this firearm. It's extremely comfortable in the hand, and to be honest, after handling the C2 as much as I have and handling the CS, there is a major difference here. This gun almost marries to your hand quite well. It's actually really pleasant. So all those things being considered, what do we have? We have a Staccato, which has made a name for themselves ever since they jumped from STIs to Staccato. They're a duty-proven gun. They are a very accurate gun. And then we're gonna find that they're comfortable to shoot. They're light on recoil impulse because you have a steel slide and that aluminum frame. They just are really pleasant. One of the things I do in some of my CPL classes, as I find individuals who struggle, even with 22s and Glock 19s, Glock 43s, Glock 48s, so on and so forth, I can always count on taking a student and being like, look, here's my Staccato, give it a few rounds and watch their confidence level rise. And then when they pick their gun back up, they are that much more comfortable with their gun, believe it or not. It's amazing. It's a great training gun, not just a carry gun. I love giving first-time shooters an experience like Staccato, not to ruin their experience of their firearm, but to show them they are capable of shooting tight, accurate groups on the range. So let's talk about what you get. Okay, first and foremost, you're getting the gun. Again, like stated before, you're not getting the optics plate, but never mind that. Let's just look at the bare gun and what you're getting. So we get the firearm inside your new case. So we're used to seeing the gray case. Now we got this black case for the CS. You got a couple pouches. One's gonna hold your magazines right in the front, and then one is gonna go ahead and securely hold your firearm in a nice sleeve, and then any of your other materials that come with the firearm. Staccato does include 3 of their magazines. These are 16 round mags that come with this particular firearm. Really nice mags, and compared to a lot of the other mags Staccato's put out, they're pretty affordable at 70 bucks a mag. They're not 120 to 160 bucks. You're also gonna get all your swag and your material. So you guys will have your user's manual. You guys will have your Staccato decal. You guys will always get your actual cable lock. You will also get your Dawson Precision Optics System toolkit, which is nice that they include that. And then you guys are going to be able to pick what fiber optics you want to use for your firearm. So this gun came with a bright green fiber optic, but you have the option to change it to an amber, to a red, white, or black fiber optic as well. And then your everyday takedown tools, all that hex keys and Allen wrenches that you're going to need to go ahead and completely disassemble and service your gun. So that's what you get in the box. They always send a card with a couple shots that they fire. They tell you exactly what ammunition they use, the Federal HST 124 grain, and they're shooting a really tight group with this gun. And we will go mimic this on the range because the gun is about as accurate as they come. So now I don't want to lead you guys to the impression that this is going to be as pleasant to shoot as a full-size gun. It is still a concealed compact gun, right? It's not going to shoot like the XC. It's not compensated. It's not going to shoot like the XL. It doesn't have a 5.5 inch barrel or 5.4 inch barrel, right? It's not even going to shoot as well as your P because you're missing some length and some grip space there, right? I will say this really isn't a lack of grip space whatsoever, but just the overall weight of the gun has been reduced because it's a smaller gun. Therefore, you will feel the recoil impulse a little bit more with this gun than you would with, say, your Staccato P or C2. But it is not unbearable. It is very pleasant to shoot. You're not gonna be fighting yourself the entire time. So we are gonna head down to the range. We're gonna put a few rounds through this. We're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna see exactly how well we group at 21 feet. We'll go ahead and run a couple quick drills and see if everything is exactly where we want it to be with this firearm. And as my prediction, because I have fired this gun, so it's not much of a prediction, I know this gun shoots well. It's very controllable. It's flat. It's fun. It's all of those things. And this is a great option for a concealed carry holder. All right, guys, so I'm gonna step back here, leave the camera up here for you all. 21 feet, we're just seeing accuracy. And we're gonna see what we can get out of this thing. Going for A zone hits, and we're gonna try to group 5 rounds. So all things considered, pretty good 5-round group. We're really happy with this. Everything's tight, to be expected from a $2,600 gun. Again, the recoil is super pleasant, super easy to work with. You do want to make sure your support hand is your grip hand with this particular firearm. It does come up just like most subcompact or compact guns would. So these are all great things to see though. Our accuracy is exactly what they just said we would have. So now we're going to do a couple other drills and just have some fun and see how it goes. So now we're going to go ahead and run a few transition drills, just have some fun with the gun, let it run, see how much we like it, love it, dislike it, whatever the case is. But we've done this before. I can tell you the outcome. We love the gun. So. You guys can see the recoil impulse, and if you're having a hard time, let's see if we can give you a couple. Pretty pleasant gun. Really fun gun to shoot, really fun gun to have on the range. That was 30 rounds in about, what, 10 seconds it felt like. I have no complaints over this firearm. As a matter of fact, this will be my concealed carry from here on out. And I would recommend the same for anybody that's familiar with the 1911 platform who just loves it, the 2011 platform who just loves it. There's a lot of added benefit going to 9mm 2011, magazine capacity, recoil, all these other things. The development of the 9mm round since 1986. So all these things considered, and you guys, this gun is plenty accurate. I mean, we're just kind of shooting where we can and doing what we can, and we're getting everything we want out of this particular firearm. So really happy, guys. Let's head back and give you our final thoughts. So we're done at the range. Now, I did a review not too long ago on the Smith & Wesson Equalizer being a phenomenal carry gun because the ergonomics and everything were very, very similar to that of a 2011 or a 1911, but it is not a direct comparison. It can't be. They are just two different guns in two totally different leagues, guys. This gun is phenomenal. The Staccato CS, as you guys seen, shot well on the range. The recoil is very, very manageable. It is very concealable. It gives you all the things you love about a 2011 in a very small package, including magazine capacity. I mean, you guys got 16 in the mag, 1 in the pipe. That's great. You're running a Glock 17 magazine capacity out of something smaller than Glock 17. Phenomenal gun, and I would recommend this to first-time shooters. I would recommend this to very, very advanced shooters. My recommendations are based off of a few different things. For a first-time shooter, you want to talk about getting somebody on the range and allowing them to have fun. The fact of the matter is we become discouraged when we go to the range and we're not hitting the bullseye every time, or we feel like the gun is snappy and it hurts, right? So this gun does not that snappy. It does not hurt your hand, and it is accurate. So if you got newer shooters coming into the game, like, you can watch somebody's confidence level soar by handing them a gun like this. And then they're going to be more prone to go to the range more often because it's fun. They're going to be more prone to carry because they're confident in their ability with a particular firearm. So those are pluses. For my advanced guys, listen, most of the advanced guys are shooting 2011s to some degree or another in competition, USPSA, IDPA, whatever the case may be. Why not have your muscle memory the identical with your concealed carry gun, right? So you practice and practice and practice, whether it be getting a good positive grip, activating the safety, so on and so forth, or deactivating the safety, I should say. Why not do that with your everyday carry? The muscle memory is there, and you guys are going to be more, or you guys will be fast, you guys will be accurate because it's very familiar to you. So you guys, thanks for watching. As always, shoot straight, have fun, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you guys at Magnum Sports.